goodness.
Welcome back. One of our very special guests is on the show today, Janet Wood. She's the athletic director of Mountain Home High School.
It smells good too. Yeah.
You know, she does.
Yeah, Dana
I'm
was
attracted
worried
to
about
females.
that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I'm hoping it's not because I'm heavy.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to wear that.
No. Let's talk about things that are going on at all levels. You're the athletic director, and that not only encompasses football, as a lot of people think, but it encompasses basketball. Now, you have a wrestling team, I heard.
We do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then tennis and golf and
yes.
Yeah.
Maybe a little cheat sheet so I could remember
track,
everything that
volleyball,
we have.
Yeah. Because you told us one time how many sports. It was like 20 something or whatever.
15 different sports, but actually we were trying to gather information to get to our Bomber Booster Club on our needs. We actually have 64 different teams in Mountain Home in grades 7 through 12.
Oh yeah,
When
because
you
there'll be
figure
a 7th grade team,
7th grade intramural
team,
team, a 7th grade basketball team, and then in all the sports, and then you
Are
have
you
8th
athletic
grade
director
teams.
for all sports?
Yes, sir.
With junior high and
Yes,
high
sir.
school?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Are you the only female athletic director around here?
There are 3 in the state.
In the state.
Yes.
But you're the only one around here, aren't you?
Only one around here.
I have always been impressed by that.
Thank you.
So I just like, wow, because
Well,
that's cool.
I've always
I just had
been-
to throw that in.
That's fine. That's great. And I've always been impressed by your focus on what you do, and it shows that you do a good job.
Thank you.
You know, you said something before you came on the show that we need to mention the Hall of Honor. That's brand new.
Brand new, and this is my 7th year as athletic director, and I've been wanting to do this for 7 years now, and just now getting around to it. But I think that we need to recognize our past. You know, we have a very good athletic program. We have kids with a lot of success. We've won several state championships in the last 7 years, 7, 8, 10 years. But we need to show these athletes where we started. You know, we didn't just all of a sudden become good in athletics. And so we started this Mountain Home Athletic Hall of Honor, and I got a foundation board together. Started with Robert Nelson, graduated in 1960, and I tried to get foundation members from each era, decade, or through the years, so we would, you know, have a better idea of who graduated here, and then we accepted nominations, got over 200 nominations, and then we met and we selected 4 individuals, and then the 1966 state championship team. How do
you weed through all that?
It was actually difficult, but yet very easy, because the ones we came up with, Bud Bodenhammer graduated in 1943, and he was the gentleman. He was on the football team at that time, and he and another co-captain drove to Little Rock to pick up the letter jackets. We were black and orange at that time. Mountain Home was black and orange. And in 1943, drove to Little Rock. All they had a special on blue and gold letter jackets. So they brought back
and you changed
enough
your
for
colors?
the team. They had an emergency board meeting, superintendent, committee, and agreed to change it to blue and gold.
And it's never changed.
It's never changed. And we're all glad to be blue and gold instead of black and orange.
Yeah. Well,
but
is there a cutoff, like 20 years or 10 years?
No cutoff.
There's no cutoff. So.
We did our research, and we talked to Harrison and Springdale and some other schools that have had a Hall of Honor and said, what would you do differently? And we learned a lot, or we felt like we did, and you know, not putting a limit. You know, we are only going to induct 4 to 5 a year. Some induct too many, and it gets too watered down. It's not as important, so we just decided on 4 or 5.
But it could be someone who graduated 5 years ago?
We actually have 6 categories.
6 categories, okay.
Could be a player, a coach, a supporter, an administrator, a team. So
and it covers all sports too.
Covers all sports.
Good.
Well, I like that, because there's always those people. There's a little lady over at Harrison that takes the tickets. And my husband told me, he said she has taken tickets at every ball game I've been to for as long as I can remember. Now those kind of people need to be, or someone who's refed or done the lines at football and given lots of time.
Yes.
They need to be recognized just as much as the kids on the field and the coaches and everybody else.
You're exactly right, Sandy. We have a lot of those, and Mike Hewitt has actually went in, and he's posthumously, he's passed away, but he was a great all-state basketball player in 1964. Well, not many people knew that because he didn't brag about it. He was honorable mention All-American. His kids didn't even know that. That's the kind of guy he was. But he came back and he kept our scorebook for over 20 years. So he went in as a player and a supporter.
Yeah.
And when's this happening?
It was we had
you already had it?
Yes, we had
Okay.
the sports the Hall of Honor banquet and recognized all these people. In
Was
the
it a good-
1966 state championship team, there's 21 kids at that time on that team. There were 18 of those gentlemen that made it, and the other 3, for various reasons, couldn't. One of them lives here in Mountain Home, and he had a trip planned to England,
okay.
and so he didn't make it.
So you're talking about they came from all
From
different
all
states,
over
yeah.
Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Illinois,
Now, will
Alabama.
they receive a plaque or
They
anything
did.
like
They received a plaque, a 12 by 15, a plaque of the state championship team on that really nice plaque.
That's a great honor.
And then we will display all those plaques in the gym lobby.
that? Okay. Well, I
started
assume
on
that it'd
that.
be put somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, how nice.
Tell us how the Bombers are doing right now.
Well, the Bombers, see, there you go. When I hear Bombers, what we did, we are finished with golf season.
Okay.
So
Yeah, see,
the
you're
Lady
football
Bombers.
No.
Here you go. You tell him, Janet.
The most fun part about this job, football and basketball are self-promoters.
Yeah.
I mean, the media cover it, the paper,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
But we have to work at some of these other sports. But we've always thought this golf is just as important to this golf kid and parent as football or
Exactly.
basketball or anything else. So the Bombers, the girls' golf did extremely well. They were conference champions and finished 3rd overall in the state.
Well, wonderful.
The boys' golf team was 4th in the conference and 6th in the state. And their season is completed.
Good.
We just had the tennis tournament yesterday in Searcy, and we have 5 kids that have qualified for state competition. That will be next week in El Dorado. Golf, tennis, cross country. We had our Bomber invite and tremendous turnout. I think we have over 80 kids in grades 7 through 12 running cross country.
Wow.
Just phenomenal. And of course, that's a lifetime sport,
Yeah.
as you very well know.
As long as the knees hold up, it is, yeah.
But we will have the conference cross country tournament cross country meet next week at Cabot. So we're looking forward to hopefully doing very well there. And then volleyball, we finished 3rd in the conference. We have 1 home game left, but 3rd in the conference. And we got the number 3 seed going into the state tournament, which is in 2 weeks. That brings us to football. We actually are struggling a little bit on the scoreboard. You know, we're not winning. We haven't won a conference game yet. We have Marianne coming up. I think that's going to be our first conference win. A brand new coach, but more importantly, a brand new offense and a brand new defense. And when you
That's something you
change,
don't. A lot of people
No.
don't consider. They just want the teams to win, but it depends on the age of the team.
yes.
Well,
And
when
Tommy
I watched that, you got a great quarterback.
Tommy
Yeah,
Felicia, I
yeah,
just started
yeah.
to say,
Quarterback,
tremendous
my
quarterback,
goodness.
and I'm telling you,
Yes.
he's an outstanding young man.
He's an outstanding athlete.
But here
He
he's
can
been
throw,
an option
run.
quarterback for all his
Yeah.
life, and then this year he comes in as
Taking the
he's
lead.
expected to throw.
And it's a team sport. It's not an individual
Right.
sport. So
Yeah.
And it's difficult to make that transition, but he's done a tremendous job. Love
yeah,
that kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're getting there.
Yeah.
It's just baby steps. But the kids, you know, our numbers are up in football. The attitude is great. Kids actually like running this offense a little bit better, you know, because they get to throw it and catch
Yeah.
it and
Yeah.
that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, we thank you so much for dropping by and to tell us about the Hall of Honor and about Bomber sports instead of just individual sports.
And the last sport is cheerleading. Our state competition will be the first week in December. They have been working, they kind of get overlooked because they support all the other teams, but they have their own sport and their own competition, and they're amazing this year. We have as good a squad as
Yeah.
I can remember since I've been here. So.
And Sandy and I were talking about, there's a lot of people that are here that have moved in from the north, and they love wrestling, and that's a sport that's not looked upon in a spotlight situation, but you have a wrestling team.
That's correct, and it's a winter sport. You know, we just discussed fall sports. Actually, we will start wrestling. We have a volunteer coach, Tom Bryant, and he has been practicing those that aren't in a fall sport. We'll actually start with all kids in wrestling as soon as football's over with. We go right into wrestling.
Good, good.
Good.
Well, keep it up.
All right.
Keep it up. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Appreciate you very much.
Okay.
All right. Up next, we have Gail Savage with the organization Transform. We'll find out all about that after this.